Are you familiar with the new large language model named DeepSeek? If you have been living under a rock, you might have not heard about it yet, but it has been taking the tech waves by storm. It's been taking the political waves by storm as well. We're going to be jumping into DeepSeek today to find out what it is, where it came from, and why. Why is there such a major fuss around this DeepSeek large language model? All right. So, welcome to another episode of Software Experience, hosted by your truly tech coach Ralph, where we're going to win. Like I said, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about DeepSeek to see what is all the big fuss about. So, let's not waste any time. Let's jump into this right away. So, DeepSeek large language model, what is all the fuss about at the end of the day? So, our agenda for today, what exactly is DeepSeek large language model? Where did it come from? How was it made? And what's the controversy behind it? What is the tech community's reaction, as well as other, like, political communities, things like that, their reaction as well? And then I'm gonna be sharing what I think the future of DeepSeek is from my perspective, and then we're gonna wrap it up with our conclusion. So what is DeepSeek? DeepSeek is a Chinese artificial intelligence research company that develops open source, keyword being open source, large language models, LLMs. And if you're not familiar with LLMs, join me in the mornings, Mondays and Wednesday mornings, as we are going through building out our learning large language models. We're going I've been using that to build out my content creation AI workflow assistance, which has saved me hours upon hours to quickly be able to drop more videos out, because it's just streamlining my workflow so much, right? So DeepSeek's R1 model became globally famous in January 2025 after it was released, and I remember that day because I remember they said Nvidia dropped like $500 billion in valuation, like $500 billion, based on what happened with DeepSeek, and it was like so many questions being asked. So yeah, it was a very big day. A lot of places were going crazy about that. So what are the key capabilities of DeepSeek? It's high computational efficiency due to a mixture of experts, MOE architecture. I am not familiar with mixture of experts architecture, so that's definitely going to be something that we're going to end up doing a software exploration on, because I like to get more familiar with these technologies and what do they mean. I've never heard, like, I mean, I'm new to large language models, but I haven't heard of mixture of experts. So that's something that we can definitely investigate more. Has the ability to handle extended context with large token lengths. It has a strong performance in mathematical and coding tasks, multilingual capabilities, and open source access, allowing for customization and integration into various applications. Well, I guess we're going to find out about there is, like, it sounds great for the capabilities, but there is a whole other side that has people so hesitant to use it. So where did it come from? It originated in Hangzhou, China. It was founded in May 2023 by Liang Wenfeng, a graduate of Zhenghai or Zhenghai. Am I saying that right? I don't know. I might be saying that wrong, right? But Zhenghai University. It's funded by Chinese hedge fund High Flyer. High Flyer's money comes from stock trading. It's a a hedge fund that is funding DeepSeek, and it was founded by Liang Wenfeng. Okay. So not much to say through that. How was DeepSeek made? So DeepSeek used a large-scale reinforcement learning approach focused on reasoning tasks. It uses reward engineering. The researchers developed a rule-based reward system for the model that outperforms neural reward models that are more commonly used. So I am not familiar with this reward engineering or the rule-based reward system. I think that is something that we're going to be learning more about as we continue our large language model course. But it is very interesting to see how these researchers were able to try a new method of rule-based reward systems, as opposed to the commonly used neural reward model. So, and that's definitely something that we have to deep dive in on this channel, on how do these models like confirm, like how does it know that it's right or wrong? Like how is this these rule-based reward systems versus these neural reward models? How do those work? So I'm very curious to learn more about that. So what is the technology stack that DeepSeek uses? So they use a mixture of expert architecture built upon its base DeepSeek V3 model, leveraging reinforcement learning and supervised fine-tuning techniques to achieve high performance while minimizing computational costs. I remember when I was taking a machine learning data engineering course, and they were talking about the different, like, supervised models versus unsupervised models, and this is kind of coming back to me now. But it's interesting how this course that I had from like maybe 2 to 3 years ago, how I'm seeing the same terminologies but now being applied more towards like these large language models. So they're all connected, they're all connected. So what is the controversy behind DeepSeek at the end of the day, right? So startups using DeepSeek AI models, they may face legal and data protection risks. People are worried that being that this DeepSeek is comes from China, that data might be sent over their way, personal data, maybe the things that people are asking, all that information is being filtered over to China, which as a adversary to the United States and a lot of other countries, that people might not take too well to that. Startups incorporating DeepSeek's AI have been warned about potential security risks. I know that when I wanted to sign up for DeepSeek to try it out, to integrate it into our content creation assistant workflow, so many people say, no, don't do it. If you're gonna use it locally. Their local language, like, not download the DeepSeek R1 local language model, or and large language model, and use it locally. And someone even told me, like, look, if you are going to try it out, I would like you to try it out on a computer that is not connected to the internet, because they are afraid of the information that's going to be sent to China, which is very, 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 very valid. I decided to, I'm not even going to bother with it, because this is too much of a headache to be setting up a computer that's not connected to the internet, and I just want to stream it, so I won't be able to stream it. It's just a mess, right? But that is the whole situation behind that. But I am gonna try that, because they said try to make a request to it and see, and have Wireshark running. If you're interested in ethical hacking and penetration testing, definitely join us on Thursday nights, because we're going to be getting into into Wireshark at some point. But they said, see if there's any calls that are being made to China while you're using this thing locally, which should not be reaching out to the internet at all. So that's definitely something to look into as well. It says Chinese AI startup DeepSeek sent shockwaves through the public markets after releasing its high-performing, low-cost R1 chatbot last month. So the thing with this R1 model is that it was very, very efficient. That scared the hell out of a bunch of other companies, because said, okay, how is this model so efficient? How is it trained to use so much, like, so little amount of energy, and that had people going taken aback. So that's something to consider as well, right? So what have been the responses to DeepSeek? It has been banned. Yes, it has been banned in Australia, and I just read that it has been banned for New York State employees due to security concerns and information being sent over to China. There's always mass hysteria about China getting our data. We saw that with TikTok when that was recently banned. There are people who are saying, okay, don't shop on Temu, don't shop on Alibaba, like so many different things. So it is, being that they are an adversary to the United States, I think those concerns are warranted. But I do wonder if we are missing out the opportunities to learn from their technology so that we can make our own technology better as well. So that is a concern for me, right? Cybersecurity experts warn even using the local model may send data to China. And that's something that was warned to me, that I do want to do a little bit of investigation on, to see if that's really happening, where if you are running it locally where there should not be any requests being made because the model is downloaded, is it actually sending data over to China? So that's going to be something for us to investigate. So what do I think is DeepSeek's future? This is just my personal opinion based on how I see things happening. And my experience with running DeepSeek R1 large language model locally was that it almost shut down my stream, because it was taking so much power from my computer, but maybe my computer isn't strong enough. Although this is a pretty powerful computer, right? But another thing that I didn't like about it is that and maybe there's a configuration for that, but when I requested something, it gave me everything, like the whole thinking process that it went through, instead of just giving me the answer. Because like I was trying to integrate it into my content creation workflow, and if I'm asking for a title, description, and keywords, I do not need every, like, the whole thought process behind how you came to your title, how you came to your description, how you came to your keyword. I just actually want what I want, so I can move on. I don't want to read a whole dissertation or thesis on why I decided to make this title. So like 3 paragraphs for one line for one line of text, right? So, so that was my experience with it. It wasn't the greatest experience because I wasn't using the web-based version. I was using the large language model locally on my computer, and maybe my computer can handle that, right? I do think that there's a benefit to it being open source as opposed to like a TikTok, which is a closed source platform where being open source, we can actually dissect and analyze it and see how we can make our own applications, our own models faster and more efficient, and be less resource intensive on these data centers, because AI is the future, so, so I do see a big benefit of being open source. We can actually learn from their code and see what they're doing in there, and then make ours better. But my prediction for DeepSeek is that it will either be taken over by a U.S. based company, or we're just going to use what they built open source, and we just create our own that is better. So that's pretty much my prediction. I'm not confident that DeepSeek itself is going to be that spread that far, because it has so much opposition to it. I mean, I haven't, like, the most I've used it has been on a couple of live streams where we are integrating into what is allegedly the local version of their large language model, So we shall see. We shall see. But let's keep going. So to wrap it up, we just covered what exactly is DeepSeek's large language model, where did DeepSeek come from, how DeepSeek was made, what is the big controversy and fuss behind people using DeepSeek, and we looked at what are some of the community reactions to DeepSeek, and we spoke about what is the future of DeepSeek, in my opinion. So that is it. If you have any questions or feedback on how I covered this topic, if you think that I'm totally wrong, or if you think I missed something and you want me to go back and cover it, please let me know. Drop me a comment or send me a message in the chat, and I promise you I will get that addressed. I'll get that taken care of. But yeah, so that's basically it. This is DeepSeek. I don't think it's going to be as big of a deal as people are making out to be for now. But I mean, there's been many things that China has tried to jump in the game of, but they just don't have the ability to. While a lot of times on the cheaper, lower level things, they make strong headway. So we shall see. We shall see. All right. But with that being said, we're gonna go back to our full screen to wrap it up. All right. So thank you so much for tuning in to our presentation on DeepSeek. Hopefully you found it helpful and informative. We're going to get out of here for today, but definitely leave me a comment, leave me a message in the chat. I promise to get back to you. If you need me to respond to you, please actually leave a comment, because the chat goes away at the end, and I don't have a way to interact back and forth with you. But if you leave me a comment, I can definitely interact. All right. With that being said, that's it for today. Do me a favor on your way out. If you haven't done so already, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content as well. Do me a big favor. I have my Abandoned AI album. That's my second album, coming out on Friday, February 14th, 2025. Happy Valentine's Day to you. Please enjoy the album Abandoned. It is going to be it's available on all streaming platforms as well at this time, right? As well, we should be having it stream throughout the day on the Tech Music MUZIK channel, where I'm going to be putting out all of my tech music, my AI music, and things like that. All right. And lastly, do me a big favor. Go to techcoachralph.dev, sign up to get one-on-one coaching or get access to exclusive content. And to add to that, I am finally opening up my Tech Coach Ralph Discord community, where the goal for that is for anyone who is a tiered Patreon member, they can join and work together. Something that I always say is that when you when you don't have experience and you don't have anybody to take to give you, like, to help you gain that experience, then you need to create your own team, your own crew. And what I would like to do is get a group of like, have it being a learning environment. So people who are looking to maybe learn Python, people who are learning DevOps, people who are learning large language models, web development, whatever the case may be, right? There is opportunity to help each other and work together and collaborate, so that you never know, the people that you are working with, the people that you meet, you guys might end up building an amazing, awesome application. And I just want to make that space available, because a lot of people, they do not have the they don't have the network to collaborate and to work together. So I'm like, you know what, let me open mine up. And I want it to be for people who have invested a little bit in themselves, right? Even if they invest as little as the cost for the technical explorers tier, I think that is a more than enough investment for you to take it to actually work on yourself and to grow, and maybe to build something with somebody else, so that you can you can get that experience of working together on a application, on a software. And that might be the little bit of experience you need to get to the next step. All right. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is Tech Coach Ralph with another episode of Software Considerations, Concept and Overviews. We are out.
Goodbye, crabs in the barrel, no more dragging me low. Turn my back on the sorrow, watch how strong I'll grow. I'm waving from the shoreline as I head for the sun. Life is calling me forward, now the journey's begun. Thanks so much, but it's time to say goodbye. Bye, bye, bye. Goodbye, bye, bye. I've gotta go and live my life. Tangled in their web of lies, chasing shadows in disguise. Thought they had my back for sure, realized they're wanting more. Walking away from shadows past me I've outgrown. They clung to my dreams while they polished their own stone. Thought they had my back, but they were pulling me down. Goodbye to the crabs, I'm leaving this tired town. Pulling me down deep below, in a barrel anger grows. Crabs in corners seeking light, only find the darkest night. They laughed while I stumbled, fed doubts to my mind. Mirror reflected faces of a different kind. Chains made of whispers didn't let me fly free. Now I'm breaking loose, leaving shells in the sea. Goodbye, crabs, I'm walking free. Free, free, free. Done with all your misery. I'm so done. Watching dreams fade one by one, fading one by one. I won't stop till I'm gone, till I'm gone. Climbing out of pits of doubt, turn my back, no looking out. Past the sorrow, past the pain, leave your echoes in the rain. Every step I take now feels light on my feet. No more anchors pulling me down to deceit. Echoes of freedom in the beat of my heart. From the weight of the past I am ready to part. Thanks so much, but it's time to say goodbye. Goodbye, bye, bye. Goodbye, bye, bye, bye. I've gotta go and live my life. Live. The path ahead is lonely, but my spirit's alive. No more shadows around me, no more tales to contrive. Rising above from the deep darkest blue. Farewell to the clouds, I've got new skies to view.